All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to GSR Gonzo Sports Room. Just got done doing 4 wrestling shows in a row, so I was about ready to say GWR, but no, GSR Gonzo Sports Room. Wednesday, May 10th, 2023. I've aired 12 wrestling shows in the last 3 days, so I've done a lot of. I'm saying GWR live last 3 days, but no. I'm Chris Gonzalez, Gonzo at Gonzo Sports Room. Check us out. I'm joined by Jay McLovin. How's it going, Jay?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well, man. Glenn Richardson, how you doing, my brother? Me and Gonzo were just talking about you, and Gonzo said he could totally have taken you at the Comic-Con, but he didn't want to hurt your feelings and embarrass you in the ring. So I don't know what that means. I'll let the two of you settle that out. If y'all want to meet in a battle royale on WCWO, hey, I'll go and commentate it. But I'm just letting you know that Gonzo said that he could totally take that cane, whack you upside the head, throw you in the spin, and then dump you on the DDT before you even can count to 5. I don't know what that means. That's just what he said.
Hey Jay, did you watch any of them shows that we've?
I watched a couple of them. They were pretty. They were pretty good. They were pretty good. I was waiting, I guess, I'm still waiting for the death match where you guys have the nails and the light pole. I'm still waiting for that, but yeah.
I'll send you that video. I have to send it to you.
Yeah, send me that video. I'll definitely give it a watch, man.
Yeah, dude, the WCWO puts on a good show, and they kicked ass over the weekend, man. They put on a lot of good matches. It was a fun weekend.
Glenn said that he'll take you in Hell in a Cell.
We got Mike and Frankie argued over Lakers and Warriors. Hey, how's it going, Billy? Hell in a Cell.
I'll take him Hell in a Cell. I would actually probably pay to see that match. I ain't paying a lot because I ain't got a lot, but I'll pay a little bit. You're right, though. Frankie says Lakers in 5. Mike Hughes is saying Golden State in 7. Golden State in 7. I'll be honest with you, man. The way they're playing tonight, you know, they're doing good. 70-59 is a current score. But I got to be honest with you, Wiggins, Green, and Curry, you know, they're not doing bad. But the rest of the team, honestly, for Golden State is not all that impressive, to be honest with you. Klay Thompson is terrible, looking at about 2 for 8. So I'm not really impressed with Golden State. I think that the Lakers could just get going, get their other guys going, that the Lakers could totally take the Golden State Warriors. It's just going to be, can they get themselves going?
Jordan Poole got a few assists there early, but yeah, he's they haven't Steph's been playing good. I'll tell you who's really been who's been the difference maker so far has been Kevon Looney. With him being on the minute restrictions has hurt the Warriors because when he's in there, his offensive rebounding and getting them out in the transition, man, it's just they miss him a lot when he's not on that court.
Yeah, tonight he's given them 12 minutes. Again, they're at halftime. He's given them 12 minutes as of right now. And you're right. He's given them 5 rebounds and a couple of assists. He hasn't scored yet, but he doesn't really need to score. He just needs to be their rebounder and hold down the paint against guys like Anthony Davis and company. But again,
he has a couple
of man. Klay Thompson, this guy does not look like Klay Thompson to me. He just, ever since that injury happened to him, he just has, like I said earlier, he showed glimpses of Klay, but I have not actually seen Klay.
He just gets hot and cold shooting wise sometimes.
But you know what? But vintage Klay before the injury, he was more consistent. This version of Klay is so. It's just inconsistent. It's really inconsistent. It's almost to a point where I don't really look at Klay as being a true factor. I don't. Now, Poole, on the other hand, Poole should be playing better. Poole's kind of let me down. I really kind of expected more from Poole, especially like we talked about earlier. He got that big contract, and I'm still waiting for him to have a breakout, but it's not coming anytime soon.
Hey, Clay could get hot in the second half. He scored 30 something a couple games ago. In the game they won, he had 30 something points. Problem is he's been up and down.
Bolus. I don't even know what that means, Mike. Gonzo, maybe you know what Mike's saying. I don't know what that means. I found a channel. I've been watching bare knuckle fighting and street beats, scrappy. Okay.
So
He said, "Okay, bye."
I watched a lot of the bare knuckle. Mike, it's okay, bye. No, Billy, I watch a lot of the the BKFC bare knuckle fighting championship. That shit's wild. I like watching it. But yeah, I don't think I've seen that street beef.
Oh. I got you, Mike. I got you. I would have never guessed that. I'm glad you said that because I would have never known what you were trying to say. And I think that's just because I'm old. Maybe that's a euphemism I'm not aware of. I don't know.
But then you had another game tonight. And it was a pretty good game. Knicks and Miami. Knicks avoid elimination, come up with a big win at home. Adebayo got off to a quick start in that game, and Miami jumped out quick. Got up by like 10, but New York came back, got up by 15, but then they let Miami back in the game. I thought they were going to mess around and blow it there for a few during that game, but they were able to hold on and pick up a big win. Jalen Brunson had, 33, I think?
Yeah, he had
another big night.
33.
Julius Randle didn't have a bad game, but they still Josh Hart has to play better, man. He played 5 minutes at one point and had like 4 fouls. I was like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, he might be trying too hard to do things, and that's causing him to foul. That's kind of I think they had a meeting on the plane when they left out of Miami going back to New York, and they were down 3-1. They said they all had a team meeting on the plane, and they expected them to play harder, more aggressive, and to really step their games up. And I think that's what Hart's trying to do. But sometimes when you try too hard, that can lead to fouls. It can lead to unnecessary calls. So I think maybe he just might be doing too much. But again, it is, when your back's against the wall, you got to do everything you can to get those wins. But I really like Julius Randle. I thought Randle came out and had a pretty solid game. And matter of fact, he's had a couple of really good solid games back to back. So I really do think he's doing much, much better now to the point where he went 24, 5-5. I mean, I don't know. I don't think you need really too much more from him there. Barrett, I thought, obviously he got, again, 25 points from Barrett, but Brunson stole the show with 38. But yeah, that's what they need, man. They need that all-hands effort. The only downside that I still don't like from the Knicks is the lack of bench. Their bench still has yet to really produce. Luckily, the 5 starters that we're playing are playing quality minutes and giving them what they need. But again, I don't think that is not sustainable. They have to have more consistent production from their bench. And we haven't seen that last game when Miami won decisively. And we didn't see it this evening, even though New York did pull out the win. And I still think that's going to be a big issue for them, not only to get out of this series, but to go further in the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. They need Josh Hart. I think they need Josh Hart to play a lot better for them. And then I'll tell you what, when the Knicks play, they hustled a lot better tonight. They got to loose balls like they wouldn't get into last game. If they do that, they'll be in the game. But against this Miami team, you got to match their energy. If you don't match their energy, you're gonna be in trouble. And their defense looked a little bit better tonight too. They were making Miami work a little harder for some shots. They weren't giving up just some wide open shots like they had in the last game. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. You're going back to Miami for Game 6, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there.
You know what I don't understand is Brunson gave you 48 minutes. Grimes gave you 48 minutes. But yet they have yet to give Derrick Rose any minutes, period. Like, at what point, why are they not letting Derek come out there and give Brunson a relief or, time to recuperate? 48 minutes, that's a lot. I don't know how sustainable that is throughout an entire playoff series.
He wasn't only one. I think Grimes played.
Yeah, Grimes was 48 too.
Yeah, I'll say him and Grimes played all 48.
I mean, that's a lot of damn minutes. Do they just don't have belief in Jalen? I mean, and Derrick Rose?
Tibbs is known for that as the playoffs get deeper to keep shortening up his rotation. That's one of his. That's how he's always been. He's always shortened his rotation up during the playoffs, and especially as you get deeper. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but that's why he does. But
it's definitely not the right thing, and maybe that's why Tibbs hasn't made it to the finals yet.
Elimination game. I understand why he played them guys so much this game, but throughout the series, he hasn't used his bench like I think he should. Now tonight, I can understand playing guys more because hey, it's win or go home. So at this point, you got to do what you got to do to win. But yeah, earlier in the series, I think he should have used a little bit deeper rotation.
Well, I'll tell you, again, you make valid points, and I get that as well, especially when like you said, your back's against the wall. I just wonder, playing these heavy minutes, what's that going to look like for them when they travel to Miami for game? What are we now? For game 5. So when we go to game 5 in Miami. How is that going to affect them? Will Brunson be lethargic? I mean,
it'll be game 6, Jay.
Oh damn! But we already had 6.
Yeah, because it was 3-1 going into today's game.
You're right. So it makes it 3-2. I apologize. Okay. Either way, I'm just saying going into game 6 even. I mean, I know they're going back to Miami, so at least I had half that equation right.
I understand what you're saying, but you had to worry about winning the night, or game 6 didn't matter anyway.
I mean, that's a valid point. My theory is, and again, I'm not telling them not to play that many minutes, again, because it's valid. I guess I'm asking is how are they going to come out when they go to Miami? I'm just wondering, what do you think we can expect from New York? Are we going to get a lethargic New York? Or are we getting an aggressive New York based on the minutes that they've had to play?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be the question: is are they going to be wore out, or can they keep it up and keep responding? But like I said, at this point, that's a chance.
Oh, they got to do what they got to do. I understand that.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a factor. It's going to be interesting to see how they respond.
4 fouls in 9 minutes. I just saw the minutes that he played. 4 fouls, and that's almost 1 foul per minute.
But Jay, no, it was even worse than that, OJ. He had the 4 fouls with 5 minutes played. Then he played 4 more minutes. So he had 4 minutes.
Okay, so that's what I was saying. So within the first 5 minutes, almost like he's getting a foul a minute.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive. Jeez Louise, man. Well, he obviously is having a hard time with Miami. I wonder when they go, if they are able to get to the next series, if he will be able to get back on track to the way that he was playing when they played Cleveland. Yep. And that's the heart that they need. Hell, they need that heart now.
Yeah.
Again, let me ask you, what do you think about O.J. Toppin? This is one guy that they took. The New York Knicks took O.J. Toppin at a pretty high place in the draft, and I have not really seen a whole lot of him that really makes a difference. You know what I'm saying? Like he played 12 minutes last night, but you only got 2 points and 6 rebounds. And this is the guy that was supposed to be pretty good when they drafted him.
He's played pretty good for him this season, and he had a good series against Cleveland. He hasn't had a great series against Miami, but he did have a good series against Cleveland. And I watched him play some during the regular season, and he was playing good for him. He was one of the reasons why they were where they're at. But yeah.
So are we just saying that Miami's defense is really just playing them extremely well?
It's bad or if it's or what it's been, but yeah, he hasn't. The last couple of games, he hasn't played up to the level he had been playing. And he's young. Young. I mean, first time going this deep into a season, it could be fatigue. I mean, I mean, the moment gets a little bigger each game. Maybe the speed of the game is messing with him a little bit. I don't know, but yeah, like I said, I watched him play throughout the season. He's looked pretty good.
You know, if Miami is able to secure it, which it looks like still, you know, obviously it's still kind of in their favor, though at least the momentum is in their favor for sure. If Miami, you know, I saw an article where they were talking about the culture of Miami and how the culture of Miami has really changed, and now they're on this super high momentum. The culture is positive. They got a game-winning culture now over there. Kid, if they win this series, they're either obviously going to go against, which I personally think right now, the way the Sixers are looking, you know, of course things can always change because they're playing the Boston Celtics, but it looks to be like the Sixers could take this series. You know, how would they fare? How would an Adebayo fare against, you know, an Embiid down low in the paint? And do you think that Miami could beat either one of these teams, no matter who they play?
Oh man, I don't know.
Or if you had to put a percentage on their ability to win.
I think it's going to be rough for Miami to be able to beat either one of them, just because I think, for one, the size
right
those teams have. Because even with, I mean, yeah, the Celtics don't have Embiid, but Tatum's not a small guy. Brown's not real small. I mean, they can still get in there and play physical, and they have Horford. I mean, and they got Williams. So
right.
They have some size as well. And with Philly, with Embiid, but I wouldn't count Miami out just because the way they have been playing, and they might be getting Hero back, which will be a boost for them because that's a guy that can put up 25, 30 points a night that they've been missing. But yeah, Billy's saying the Celtics need to wake up, which I agree. I'll get into the Celtics here in a second, but yeah, I think the Heat would have a chance, but I think Philly or the Celtics would be the favorite in that series. Now with the Celtics, I think they're missing their coach. And I'm not saying this Mazzulla. I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong.
I think he's right. I think Mazzulla is how you say it.
But I'm not saying he's a bad coach, but he's never been in this situation before because he's a young
right.
coach, first time head coach. But they don't. Their defense don't look the same as it did last year. They don't play with the same grit, the same intensity. I don't think he's done a good job utilizing his timeouts.
Right.
At all the last few games. So I think that's hurting them some. But they don't look like the same team they did last year in the playoffs, and their defense is not. I mean, last year they had one of the best, they had the top defense in the playoffs. This year they won the worst defense in the playoffs.
Which is interesting to me. If you had to choose a team that, you know, Miami could have success with in this next round, who would you think they would have better success with, going up against Philly or going up against the Celtics? Which one would be better for them to meet up with to have their chance of moving on?
That's a good question. The way the teams are playing, I'd probably say the Celtics.
Right. I just wonder I just don't know how Adebayo would deal with Embiid. I think, you know, size-wise, I think they would match up better with the Celtics than they would with the Sixers. But if Harden plays timid or doesn't play at full strength, then Miami could take advantage of that as well. So it's kind of weird. I've been kind of struggling with who Miami really would want to match up with.
I mean, they're going to play. They're going to play. Miami's going to attack whoever it is, so that is going to make it interesting. And the way Jimmy Butler's been playing, we can give him a fighting chance. But I think they match up better with the Celtics.
Okay. Yeah. Embiid is such a, you know, he's such a force, you know, down low. I just don't know how well Adebayo. I don't know how well Adebayo is going to play against Embiid.
And the Celtics, like I said, haven't been playing great defense, so I think that's another factor.
Man, all I know is the amount of play time that Jimmy Buckets has been playing in this series. When he does get to that next series, I hope he gets a whole lot of rest because they've been working that man like a dog in this series.
Well, that's why it would have been nice if they could have closed it out tonight, because then they would have could have had some time off.
Yeah, and that's what it is, man. I'm telling you, man. We don't take care of business. It does hurt you in the end, because that means you don't get as much rest or recuperation between your next series, and that can wear on you a lot. We all know that. I mean, everybody knows that. So, especially the Lakers. The Lakers, as you see, they're playing tonight. They're not looking too good. I mean, they were down by 15 a few minutes ago. Now it looks like they're down by 13 right now. If they don't take care of business tonight, then they got to go back to LA and try and play another game. And this is an older team, an injury-prone team, and they definitely could use the rest of relaxation and physical therapy.
Tell you what, they don't want to lose this game tonight. You don't want to give the Warriors any thought that they have life, because you mess around, you lose that game 6, and you go to back here, come back to Golden State for game 7. It's not going to be fun. It's not. Yeah, I'm not saying they couldn't beat them in a game 7, but it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, no, you're right, because this team has been through adversity before, where they were down, by a couple of games, and they've come back to take the series. So, yeah, this, like you said, Steph Curry is not one to play with. Neither is. If Clay could ever just get his rhythm back, and sometimes, like I said, he's hit or miss. But Wiggins, that's another one. I think Wiggins needs to do a little bit more too. I think Wiggins needs to step his game up a little bit more. I think Wiggins hasn't been playing to his full potential either.
Well, he hasn't, but he missed time there toward the end of the season, because he had some a bunch of, I don't know exactly what, but some family stuff going on, and
right.
So he missed like 3 or 4 weeks going into the playoffs. So he's only been playing for like 12, 13 games, been back for like 12 games. So he's really just getting, getting that's one of the reasons he hasn't looked the same as he did last year, is because he's kind of getting back into his rhythm, because he missed a lot of time there at the end of the season.
Glenn says Frankie could definitely use some time off too. No, but I agree with you, man. I just feel like with this series, man, especially with this Lakers series, the Lakers aren't. I don't think they're built, to play. To play on, to go game 7s and then turn around and take another series. I just don't. Bron's a little older. AD's. I just don't. To me, they just need all the rest they can get, and I just wonder how that's going to affect them if they don't get enough rest time in between series going in the next round. Especially when you. And again, I could be wrong, but most likely it looks like they're going to play Denver. If you have to go against Joker and company,
if they win this series, they got to win this series first.
Oh no, that's my point. No, that's what I'm saying. Like even if they. You're right. I mean, because they could wind up losing, but I'm saying if they do, I'm just speaking on if they win. Yeah. They're going to go play Joker, Murray, and Porter Jr. I mean, that's going to be a pretty good order to take on.
I think people are sleeping on Denver. I think Denver.
I definitely think people are sleeping on Denver. And what's crazy is, so Chris Paul is out next game. It's already been ruled out with that groin, and also Ayton has. His ribs are jacked up. And so he's listed as day-to-day. I'm sure Ayton will wind up playing. But, bro, you know how rib injuries are. If you mess up those ribs, that causes a lot of pain. Especially when you're breathing or coughing. If you got messed up ribs, you got problems. So that's just another blow to the Suns.
Yeah, honestly, most of the series, Ayton hasn't been making much of an impact anyway.
Well, that's true.
Don't get me wrong, and that's one thing that's hurting the Suns. So it's going to hurt him that he's gone, but he hasn't been playing up to what they would expect him to play. But the home team has won every game in this series. But Denver has won all 3 games at home by double digits. So I mean, if you're Phoenix, yeah, you have to win this next game to force another game, but then you have to go to Denver, where you've gotten beat by double digits 3 straight games and try to win a game. I don't see Phoenix beating Denver twice in a row. I think Denver does win the series, which I thought they'd win the series from the beginning. But
Right.
Phoenix battled back after that 2-0 deficit, took care of business in Phoenix. But then last night they just got outplayed. And the problem with Phoenix is Booker and Durant have to combine to score about 75, 80 points for them to win. Last night they combined for like 57 points between the two, and they lost. And so you're just so much of a workload on them too because you don't have no production coming off the bench. You've lost Chris Paul. DeAndre Ayton hasn't been really showing up on the offensive end as this series, and now he might be hurt. So I mean, you're just depending so much on Durant and Booker that.
Yeah, I mean, and they just didn't get beat. They got mollywopped.
Yeah.
In Denver, I mean, that wasn't even a close game at all. And no, you're right. I mean, Durant, Booker, I mean, they're producing. But again, when you have no bench, how long do you possibly think you can ride that wave? I mean,
yeah.
It is just,
I've been saying this since the playoffs started. I didn't think that because I didn't think they would win their first series because of the bench. And I still think if Kawhi wouldn't have got hurt, that they probably would have lost that series if the Clippers wouldn't have started having the injuries they had. Because Clippers looked like a better team in that series, but
yeah, I think you're right. I think if they would have had a healthy Paul George and a healthy Kawhi Leonard, I don't know. I don't think we are talking Phoenix Suns right now. I think we're talking Clippers versus the Nuggets rather than the Lakers. I mean, rather than the Phoenix Suns. Excuse me.
Clippers might have beat them with just a healthy Kawhi Leonard. I mean, look how that series.
And that's true. I mean,
Kawhi got put out.
I'm telling you, when you don't have a bench.
Westbrook was stepping up and playing well. They have a deep bench. Yeah. Clippers have a deep team. I mean, hell, Clippers was giving the Suns trouble without Kawhi. Yeah, they lost, but they were in those games.
No, I get it. Trust me, I'm right there with you. Yeah, I think the Suns are on a downward spiral, man. They had their opportunity last year. I thought that was their best opportunity, maybe even the year before that, even. But now it's like you said, and I think Glenn talked about it when they got rid of, or when they traded for Kevin Durant and got rid of the majority of their bench. I mean, that was their downfall, and I think it's going to be continuing their downfall because it's going to take them a minute to acquire pieces for that bench.
And so I think losing Mikal Bridges was a big.
That was
loss.
Huge.
He's a bigger loss than what a lot of people are talking about, especially on
that was a big part of their bench with Mikal Bridges.
I mean, he could score as well, but on the defensive side, he really helps out because of his length. That's something I think they miss.
Wow.
Yeah, Glenn, yeah, we talked about their bench was going to be why it killed them, and like I said, I don't think they get out of the first round if Kawhi went and got hurt, and then Denver. I mean, no matter who wins this series between Golden State and Lakers, it's not going to be an easy series against Denver. If people just think whoever wins this series is just going to go in there and just walk over Denver, I think they got happen. It's going to be a good series. It's going to be a battle, and Jokic is pretty much unstoppable. They do just makes it look so damn easy. He just, I mean, nothing fancy about it. It looks all nonchalant, but man, that dude puts up. That dude can ball and he can pass. He can shoot from the outside. I mean, that's the other thing they were talking about earlier about Davis being able to get physical with him. Yeah, but he can also beat you on the outside where you don't have to get down low and bang with you a lot. So I mean, he could. It's not like he's just a one-dimensional just post guy.
And he just broke the world championship record for triple doubles in the playoffs. Am I right?
Yep.
I mean, bro, this guy is literally a stat machine. Like every stat you can think of, Joker's getting this. And the way he passes the ball, the way he catches and shoots, it's like you said earlier, it's so effortless. Like it's effortless for him. You know, and when you got that kind of ability, I don't care what anybody says. I'm still upset. And look, I'm still upset that Joker didn't get the MVP. I just felt like he was so robbed on that. But on other news, though, hey, Ja Morant didn't make the All NBA team, so now he won't be able to qualify for the Supermax contract. Poor Ja. poor Ja.
Poor Ja.
Let me ask you this. So, what do you make of the Memphis Grizzlies now that they've been eliminated for the playoffs? They had issues, obviously, with Dylan Brooks, but he's obviously no longer with the team. They also had a lot of injuries with Ja Morant, their superstar. What do you see now? What do you see becoming of Memphis Grizzlies going forward?
I think they're still going to be a good team. I think they're going to bring in a couple pieces, try to revamp a little bit. They'll bring in somebody to replace Brooks. You still have Bane, who don't get the credit he deserves. That dude can ball.
Right.
You have him. You have Morant. You should be getting Adams back and some of the guys you were missing due to injury. So that was another thing people forget, that you had Steven Adams and another player, key player that were already out for that team. So I mean, you add them back in, and then you revamp a little bit, get a little bit better shooting to go around with the Morant. I think they still have the core where they can still be a real competitive team. I'd have liked to see what they'd have looked like this year if they'd have been fully healthy. And if Brooks would have played like he did all season long in the playoffs, not disappeared and had a whole damn identity crisis. But no, I think they're still going to be a good team.
So let me ask you this: since we're talking about where the teams go, if the Celtics don't advance, like in other words, if the Sixers take out the Celtics and they don't advance, do you think that the Celtics will start making moves with their team and maybe reconfiguring their lineup, or do they still continue to roll with what they have?
You might see little tweaks on their bench, or maybe a player here or there, but I mean, I don't see Tatum or Brown going anywhere. I would say they'll probably bring Smart back. With Smart, the only thing is he has had quite a few injuries the last couple of years, and then has missed some time. Why the hell are you shooting the ball from fucking? Oh, okay, because it was in the third quarter. Never mind. I was getting ready to get pissed at Jordan Poole. Like, what in the hell are you doing? You ain't hit shit all night. You're gonna pull up from half court, but then I realized it was at the end of the third quarter. So, but
yeah, I just feel like when I look at this team, man, like, damn. I mean, they have, they've gotten so close and they've been so competitive and they've put up such good stuff, and then it just seems when it comes down to crunch time, it just doesn't work out for them. And I wonder if it's because they don't have a true big man down in the low. They got Robert Williams or whatever, but
another reason I don't think you'll see a lot of big changes is first year with a new coach. So I think that you might see a little bit, but like I said, I think it's going to be more on the role players. You might see some role players get changed out, try to revamp maybe their bench a little bit, but I don't see them making like big changes to their core. I know a lot.
Yeah, I agree with the core part. I just think it's at the center position where I think that's what if they're going to tweak it, I like to see them tweak that center position. I still don't think they have the right guy at the center spot.
Yeah, I think Williams is helping pretty good. I mean, you have Horford that puts up good, that comes in and helps you a lot. But I mean, it wouldn't be a bad thing for him to maybe look at a center. But the problem is there's not a whole lot of dominant big guys or quality big guys in the league right now that are going to be available. You know what I mean?
I definitely know what you mean. I definitely know what you mean. Let me ask you another question. I want to we kind of talked a lot about basketball. I want to kind of talk a little bit about baseball too. Recently, I don't know if you caught it, but there was a Yankee when the Yankees played the A's. I don't know if it was today or yesterday. I just remember seeing the highlight of it. The Oakland A's fan, the New York fan caught the ball when if he would have let it go, the A's outfielder could have caught it and prevented them from getting a home run. At what point do we start holding fans accountable for things like that happen? I don't know. I don't even know if you really can hold them accountable, but when you're taking a play away from a player, is there an issue with that? Because the guy kind of reached out and grabbed the ball with his glove.
Well, the umpires can review it, and if they think that the fan interfered, there is a penalty. I think they might take the home run away, or there can be a penalty for that if the umpires feel like it affected it, kept the guy from making the play. I didn't see the one today, so I don't. I can't tell you.
It was literally like if this is the player's glove, the other guy's glove was right here, and this dude caught the ball. Like if his glove hadn't been there, the ball literally went right there, and his glove was still in position. Like, I can understand why the A's manager was upset because it cost him 4 runs in that game.
Like I said, there could be a penalty because I think it takes away the home run if I remember correctly. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I know there is a penalty for fan interference. But
right,
like I said, I didn't see it today. I've seen some comments on it, but I hadn't seen that play yet.
Right. Yeah, I watched it with Frankie, and I was just like, because Frankie was like, I don't care it's the Yankees. But I'm like,
if you're at a game and you're a fan, I understand you want to, if a ball's coming out your direction, you want to catch it, but you can't interfere with the player on the field. I mean, you got to be smart enough not to do that.
But I will say this: I didn't really care too much if they took it away. It was the Oakland A's. They have no issue over me. But if that would have been the Astros. Well, we'd have had some problems. I'd have been writing the commish.
I'm sure the commish would have jumped right on and responded to Jay McLovin. He went boo.
Who's that creeping in my window? Hey, Jay would become a creeper, let me tell you. But no, it really didn't have too much of an effect. It was only the Oakland A's, but whatever. But I'll tell you what, man. Hey, Seattle's had a rough go of it here with the Rangers. I was really kind of hoping Seattle might take at least one game from the Rangers, but the Rangers are just playing such good baseball right now. Even Seattle can't slow them. I don't really know how many people are going to be able to slow them down. I know the A's. I think we're half a game behind not the A's, the Angels. We're a half game behind the Angels, but that Rangers and Tampa and Atlanta, those 3 teams, Rangers, Atlanta, and Tampa. I mean, all 3 of those teams are just crazy. I mean, they're playing really, really solid baseball.
My Ric Flair voice.
That's actually kind of damn fun. I love that Ric Flair when he's on that commercial with Ice-T in them and AI. Oh, man, I love that. My man, Ric Flair.
Dude, Ric Flair's everywhere.
He is everywhere. He literally is everywhere. That dude's still making money. He's old as dirt, but he's still making money. Hey, let's talk a little NHL, man. I know your dad. I know your dad right now is happy as hell. I'm sorry, who flopped?
Schroeder. Vicenzo went to set a screen and bumped into him. That dude flew about 8 foot off of him, like he got knocked out. But yeah, they
And who was it? Darvin Ham was saying that they don't flop, that they don't believe in that. Yeah, okay. Nobody flops more than LeBron. I don't know where he's coming up with that one.
John said the Vegas Knights are choking tonight. I know my dad was worried about tonight's game going back to Edmonton. He was worried about tonight's game because Edmonton's stuff there. So I know I didn't know that they were getting beat because Dad's at work, but I knew that Dad was worried about that game tonight.
Yeah, they got them down 4-0. Edmonton's on top.
Yeah, he was.
But I do believe that. But Vegas can come back on them. I've seen Vegas score multiple goals quick, so we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, he was worried about that game. He said that he actually said that on the sports betting show today that he was nervous about tonight's game being back.
Oh yeah.
John said already.
I usually they put on the bench show pregame.
Hey, I can understand that as well. I've been trying to watch a little bit more of the hockey here the last couple of days, but I was a little bit over the week or last week. I watched a little bit on Monday, but the last couple of days, all I've been doing is watching or is airing pro wrestling shows. All I've been really watching is wrestling for the last 6 days. It seems like I've had the basketball games on and watching them in between putting my graphics and stuff up on my live stream.
Right. Well, it looks like I want to see some.
Was there any other hockey games tonight, or was that the only playoff game there was tonight?
No. We had. I was going to get to that here to say we had Toronto. Toronto took out Florida tonight, believe it or not, and avoided the sweep. Okay. Which I thought was crazy because Florida was on a 6-game winning streak.
Yeah.
In the playoffs, and then Toronto took the game tonight and actually ended that streak. So I know Florida was a little bummed, I'm sure, about that, but I'm sure they'll bounce back and handle business. But yeah, no. At the end of the day, though, Florida just didn't get the job done, and Toronto came out and gave it to them pretty decent. Which is crazy. So tonight was all Canadian hockey wins, unless Vegas comes back, of course. Let's try and see. Yeah, Maple Leafs took out Florida 2-1, so it wasn't a blowout necessarily. So, wow, what a time to be alive. I know the Panthers thought they were getting that sweep too.
John says, has the pitch clock helped teams this year? Who would have thought Baltimore, Texas, Pittsburgh teams be at top or near of their division?
Yeah.
It is surprising. Some of them teams are surprising. I do think the pitch clock has helped. It has helped the speed of the game, but I don't know if it's the reason that we're seeing some different teams at the top. I think it's like Baltimore was starting to show signs last year of being more competitive because we were all surprised that they didn't make a move at the trade deadline. Instead, they were selling. They were starting to show. Now Pittsburgh is the big surprise team for me because it wasn't like they were showing a lot last year. Rangers, I think everybody thought would be better this year because of the manager change. And they tried to get better at the pitching position because they were one of the best offensive teams in the league last year. So, but I do think the pitch clock has been a good thing so far. I mean, it does have the games down by about 30. Overall, I like the rule. I like the rule changes because you had because with taking away the shift, the league batting average is up, attempted steals are up. So I mean. It's starting to get away a little bit from being all about home runs. You're starting to see I've seen more bunts this year than I have in a long time. There's been more stolen base attempts this year. By this time this year, you have to go all the way back to 1998 to even get a number that's comparable. So I mean, stolen base attempts are way up. So I think it's helped the game.
Yeah, John, I'll get to that in 1 second. I was going to go back to that pitch clock question that you had a second. I think the pitch clock has affected the pitchers and hitters alike to a certain degree because they're still getting used to it. But again, I agree with Gonzo. I don't think the pitch clock necessarily is the biggest issue. I think the biggest issue that's affected Major League Baseball is taking away the shift. I think when they took away the shift, that really hurt a lot of teams, especially the Astros. I can tell you right now, it's hurt the Astros pretty big when they took away the shift. I think you're seeing a lot more midfield singles. When had we been in the shift mode, I think those singles would have been taken out. So I think the shift. If you want to say anything has affected baseball this season over last season, it's when they took away the shift. And I think that more than the pitch clock really has hurt a lot of teams, especially my Astros. And then obviously not being able to throw over to first more than 2 times has allowed a lot of steals. So there's a lot of things in there. I don't want to make too many excuses because, quite honestly, my Astros, I don't know about a lot of teams, but I know my team I've seen a significant drop in the batting averages. And I don't know if that's pitch clock related, routine related, or what, but we've definitely taken a dip in our batting average, but we've also taken a hit defensively when we lost the shift. So I can only speak on that. So that's how I see that playing out. In terms of the sweep, man, hey, look, I really saw that coming. Hey, it didn't happen the way I thought it was, but I really felt like Denver was going to sweep the Suns. But either way, whether they sweep them or don't sweep them, or they're not going to sweep them now, I still see Denver getting the win, John. So at the end of the day, whether they sweep them or didn't sweep them, Denver going to get that win.
I think Denver gets the win too, but yeah, you were on that sweep.
Well, I mean, again, Denver came out red hot. I mean, when they went up 2-0 on them, they were playing pretty solid basketball, and but things happen. I get it, and it really should have swept them, especially with Chris Paul out of the lineup due to injury. They really should have swept them. They had the team to do it. They just didn't get it done, and it is what it is. But yeah, I definitely was seeing them sweeping the Phoenix Suns. No, God, I don't know, man. Me and Chris were actually talking about that a minute ago. Denver's a tough team. Denver is a tough team. Can they beat Denver? Yeah, sure they can beat Denver. But I think me and Gonzo made it pretty clear that there's no clear favorite. There's no clear favorite in this playoffs. I don't think anybody can predict that. I mean, honestly, who would have thought that the Phoenix Suns with no bench would have tied it up at 2 games apiece? I didn't see that coming. I really didn't. But the fact that they did just goes to show you that there's no clear favorite. This is not a dominant team. Yeah, it was good to see New York actually put up a fight.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Which I told him I picked that game today. I thought the Knicks was going to come out and put up a play better. I didn't. You don't want to get eliminated at home. You don't want to get eliminated at all, but especially at home.
Wow, man, it's 102-90. Golden State with 6:36 left to go in the fourth, and they're up by 12. Man, I got to be honest with you. I don't think LA's getting this game tonight. I think it's going back to it's going back to LA, but 3-2. Wow. Speaking of which, did you see that? Who was it? Somebody's interviewing Atkinson. I want to say it's the Bucks that are interviewing
the Bucks. I think the Bucks excuse my language. I think the Bucks messed the hell up.
Yeah.
Yeah, fire and Budenholzer. I think you're getting a little greedy. The guy got you. He's been there, got you to the playoffs. Yeah, you got disappointing, and you got down on him a little bit, and then he won you a champ. Then he got you back to the championships, and then you were high on him again. You won a championship within 2 years ago in the series. Yes, you got beat by the 8th seed. I understand that, but you didn't have your best player for 2 3/4 of a game. You had Giannis goes out first game hurt, misses 2 games, and so a guy has a 70% winning percentage, and you fire him. It makes no sense. To me, you're getting greedy. Who's a better coach out there that you're going to get? I don't now. If you tell me you're getting, I don't know, a Popovich or somebody, okay, maybe I can say, okay, I can understand that in a way. But there's nobody out in the market right now that I see that's better than him. So to me, it was just a bad move. And now you've had Giannis that's came out and complained about it. So now you might have your star coming out.
You knew Giannis was coming out. Yeah. So Giannis loves Budenholzer. He loves that guy.
I think the Bucks messed up. I really do. Yeah, I did see John. I did see that J.J. Redick interviewed with the Raptors.
Hey, they would have been better off keeping Nick Nurse before they brought in J.J. Redick, who hasn't coached a team yet.
Yeah, well, I don't know if they're going to hire him, but they did interview him in their first round of candidates.
Yeah. So let me ask, Stars are playing the Kraken tomorrow, tied up at 2 apiece. Carolina plays New Jersey tomorrow. Carolina is up 3-1. How do you see those 2 games playing out tomorrow?
I'm going to say Carolina, and I'm going to go with the Stars just because that's your team. That's going to be a tough game because them two teams have been going back and forth. And the Kraken, when they get going, man, they can be tough. But I think the Stars are going to prevail.
Yeah, they made pretty good work tonight or last night of the Kraken. Now tomorrow we'll be back in Dallas. A couple of the Dallas Stars said that they just weren't prepared and ready to go for the last night's game, and it showed. Or not the last night's game, the game before, game 3. So
good. So that's a sympathy pick, Gonzo.
Wow. Gonzo did give me the sympathy pick. And again, John, you're right. They do need to win the power play. Yeah. But I do see the Stars recalibrate. They just came off the win. So I do see them going home, riding that momentum. They know they got to come out. They know they got to play hard. So I do expect the Stars to win at home and take that 3-2 lead going back to Seattle. As far as the Hurricanes and Devils are concerned, I agree with that. I think the Hurricanes are going to close out that series. I do think the Devils will put up a fight, but I think the Hurricanes are going to have enough to take out that game, honestly, at the end of the day. So, I got Hurricanes and Stars winning tomorrow. By the way, we need one more game to sweep the Seattle or to sweep Anaheim or Los Angeles Angels. I always want to say Anaheim. I can't get used to this LA Angels. It's too hard to get used to all these changes that people are making. It's crazy. What a time!
Oh, they got it within 10.
Oh damn! Yeah, Green put that shot on him. Oh damn! Bro, did you see that? That AR-15 just shot that ball damn near from the bench at midcourt. Hit that 3-pointer.
I haven't seen that yet.
It's because you got that slow internet over there. 95-104, 9-point game, Gonzo. Can they do it?
I think Warriors are going to win. That's who I picked to begin with. That's who I'm sticking with. Plus, that's who I picked to win this game today on my sports betting show as well.
A minute behind the elbow. Man, no, Gonzo, you don't got that Xfinity. Oh no, I guess your internet's Xfinity, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what. I got that Comcast Xfinity. I guess it's all the same damn thing. I get turned around that mess.
Yeah, you got the Oakland A's moving to Vegas. That's gonna be. I'll take a while.
Man, what do you think about that? Is Vegas gonna put that Vegas magic on the A's and get them back in contention?
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I think it's a good. I think it's going to help because I mean, we've seen these other pro sports team move to Vegas and they've been getting a buzz pretty quick. So I think it's going to help the A's because you're going to get a lot more eyeballs on the team now. It's going to be in Vegas. So now it's just going to be if they can build a team back up. But I think it's a big step in the right direction. I do think that, and I think it'll be big there. I'm sure it's going to be an indoor stadium because it'd be hotter than fuck sitting out there watching baseball games if not. But he said not with $22 beers, laughing out loud. Well, that's true.
Hey, listen, there are $11 beers at Minute Maid. They got some expensive beer. I mean, $22 in Texas, that almost buy you a case of beer, much less one beer.
Oh yeah, beers are always expensive at them events.
You said ain't nobody getting drunk at baseball games. The damn beer's too expensive to get drunk on. Yeah, you can get this Golden State game in the books. Them dudes are just hitting it right and left now. But I do want to say, Klay Thompson, man, you're horrible. You played like garbage the last game. You're playing like garbage this game. Lucky for you, you have teammates that can bail you out. Seriously. That's the only thing that's helping Golden State get past Klay Thompson is the fact that they got other people that can bail them out. Because he's shooting like crap tonight.
He just got a good block. Told Austin Reeves to get that shit out of here.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Hey, I wouldn't sit in that heat either. Well, you would think maybe they should have a dome or a retractable roof at least. I think they're talking about putting $1 billion into that baseball stadium. They better have a retractable roof.
Yeah, something like it's going to be they better.
When I go to an A's game in Vegas, I expect to see hot tubs, Vegas showgirls, slot machines, blackjack tables. I want to see all that at the baseball stadium. Otherwise, it's not really a true Vegas team.
Jay wants a damn casino at the stadium.
Hey, it's Vegas. Anything can happen in Vegas. Shit.
Hey, they got sports books at stadiums now. Why not just put a damn casino?
I'm just saying, it's not hard to put a couple of rooms with some blackjack tables at the baseball game. I'm just saying. Hell, they got suites where you can have your own high roller games in them things. Come on, let's be honest.
Yeah. All right, Jay. Let's go ahead and get the final thoughts for tonight.
Yeah, because I could tell them eyelids are getting heavy with you.
Close out this long day.
Man, you ain't lying. Hey, my final thoughts are, man, I thought today was a good day for baseball. There was a lot of really good games out there today. And I'm curious to see where we go from here in terms of going forward, more specifically with the Yankees and Tampa's that division. I'm kind of curious to see where that division goes. It's a hard division over there. Don't forget, man. Oh, wow. We got, on Saturday we got the Renegades and Defenders XFL championship game. So that's going to be freaking popping. And then tomorrow night, man, we got Unscripted at 7 p.m. Eastern, man. So be there or be square. Check us out, Unscripted Guys, on Twitter And yeah, man, what a time to be alive.
I started laughing because of John's comment.
Wait, what does it mean? An ugliest shirt I've seen on it? Whose shirt? Your Pacers and Colts shirt. Okay, yeah, that is pretty ugly, John Suggs.
Hey, ask Reggie Miller and Peyton Manning.
I tell you what the P stands for in Pacers, but I have turned over a new leaf. I'll have to. If you want to know what the P in Pacers stands for, you can inbox me at Jason McMahon. I'll tell you.
But yeah, we appreciate everybody watching. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo's Sports Room. Like and follow Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all Gonzo's Sports Room. Pro wrestler Blake Money Wright will be joining me tomorrow night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget Bearcat Rumble 3 this weekend. That's on Saturday. Doors open at 5. Wrestling starts at 6. We'll have it live on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter at 6 o'clock Saturday night. But hope everybody has a great night. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys back here on Friday night for another episode of G.S.R. Gonzo's Sports Room.